Hey everyone, have I got news for you?
What the heck?
Squeeze
No
me?
way.
No way.
What?
Today's topic is internalized racism in the BIPOC community. I'm going to start off today with a TikTok user that goes by the name of Abad Tecuan. Abad Tecuan you can find on TikTok at Tecuanapa. That's Tecoanapa. Tecuanapa. You can also find Abad Tecuanapa at IG on Instagram, or you can email him at abadleyva, Leyva, at gmail.com. His TikTok today is talking about internalized racism. This creator is Afro-Latino and speaking about the latest recorded racist remarks from Latino Los Angeles council members Nuri Martinez and others when they were referring to black people as changuitos, aka little monkeys, and discussing the dark skin and indigenous roots of Oaxacan Mexicans that were living in LA, which they obviously look down upon for being more indigenous and darker skinned than they are. There's a lot of internalized racism, anti-black, anti-Asian hatred that has been propagated through colonization and European Christianization throughout all of Latin America. Let's listen to Abad for some examples of the internalized racism in Latin America.
So, why did we act so surprised when the recordings leaked from those officials in Los Angeles? Why, when we're such a racist community? Being a dark Mexican with curly hair in Mexico City, oh my friend, police harassment was not something new when I moved to the United States because I have lived through already in Mexico. But you want to know something new that I discovered when I moved to the United States? Listening to regular working Mexicans talking about me, thinking that I did not speak Spanish, describing me with offensive words. Oh, the shock. But what shock about when you have heard your mom referring to your friends as El Chinito, La Chinita? Mejorar la raza is something common in Mexico. How many of you, your parents did not let you run in the sun because they were afraid you were gonna get dark? This is colonized mentality. We need to stop. In your family, with your friends, it's racism, man. Don't be a racist.
Next up, we have The Woke Mama on TikTok, aka Whitney Alessi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. You can follow Whitney Alessi, Alece, on Instagram at Whitney Alessi. And you can also follow her on her socials by going to her link tree at link.bio/Whitney Alessi. Today's video is dealing with coping mechanisms for racism and discrimination. Because we live such segregated lives, most people don't go to mixed race schools, live in mixed race neighborhoods, attend mixed race churches, or even live in a town that is mixed. In reality, our country is more segregated than ever. And most white folks, this is true, more than 3/4 of white folks don't have any BIPOC friends, Black, Indigenous, people of color friends. Now, you may be thinking, I have a Black friend. I mean, it's literally a given that anytime a white person gets caught on video saying or doing something racist, that they will tell you, I have a Black friend. I can't be racist because I have a Black friend. But I'm not talking about the barista that serves you at Starbucks or the person that checks you out at Costco, the person that fills your order at the McDonald's window or your bank teller of color, people that get forced to interact with you in highly regulated spaces. I mean real friends, and you know what a real friend is. That's the kind of person you see once a week or more, that comes to your house, that goes on family vacations with you, that you watch their kids play sports, that they come to your birthday parties. I'm talking about real interaction, deep, meaningful community. We don't have that in this country. And just because you don't experience racism doesn't mean that it doesn't happen to people of color every single day. And this creator is giving us a sample of what BIPOC people experience every day because of racism in America. Let's listen.
People of color are sharing the rules they follow that most white people don't even know about.
Let's join in, shall we? Louisiana, where they still have sundown towns, avoid them at all costs. But if you have to make a pass through at night, make sure you have a full tank of gas so that you don't have to stop. As a black person, no matter how cold or windy it is, my hood always stays off, and my earbuds and headphones stay off my ears. As a black woman, I usually keep my college jacket in the car. If I have to go to the emergency room, I'll receive better treatment if the doctors see I have higher education. This is the one. No matter how angry you get, you try and remain calm. If you raise your voice even a little, regardless of what you say or how you say it, you're instantly labeled as angry black woman and judged wrongly, even if you're right. A black woman in a predominantly white area, I make it a point of approaching staff first when in stores I walk in. Sheesh, I do that too. As a black man who loves hip hop, I often have to censor the music I listen to so I won't be judged as a thug. Some of yours.
And to round out our day on TikTok University, we have Yvette Xochiyotl. Now, Yvette Xochiyotl, you can find her by going to her link tree. That's linktr.ee/Yvette with 2 T's and an E. Xochiyotl, that's spelled Xotl. She is a creator of indigenous Mexican descent that talks about a whole range of issues affecting Mexican Latino people, but in particular, in this video, she's talking about the normalized racism, abuse, torture, sexual assault, and murder that happen at the hands of neo-fascist police and ICE detention officials in America. Now, you've heard about the rampant police abuse of BIPOC people in America. But what is lesser known is the rampant abuse that occurs to undocumented people who are accused of entering this country without legal status, which, if you know the law, amounts to a finable administrative offense not much unlike paying your taxes late. Yet, we don't put Americans who pay their taxes late in a detention facility and remove their children from their care, deport them separately from their children, or leave their children in facilities where they are sexually assaulted, abused, kidnapped, or trafficked. But we do it to undocumented people in our country every day. Unlike most other countries, in America, we criminalize a lack of status. And we have done so punitively and to the extent that it violates international human rights much more rampantly over the past decade. You got to remember, folks, we never even had ICE until the year 2003. It's also worth noting that Obama ended the private detention facility contracts with the federal government because of multiple decades-long scandals of rampant abuse in those detention facilities which the federal government did not want to be associated with. However, Trump reinstated those contracts and expanded private detention facilities, and the whole system of warehousing migrants for profit continues. So let's listen to the abuse faced by migrants at these facilities.
Let me introduce you to the evil twin brothers Mike and Mark Shepard, recently arrested for shooting 2 migrants while they were drinking water, fatally shooting one of them. What makes this case a lot more gruesome and darker is that Mike Shepard was the warden for the ICE detention center. The West Texas Detention Center, where Mike Shepard served as warden, has at least 80 accounts of abuse, beatings, sexual abuse, and racially motivated attacks while Mike Shepard was the warden of these places. Mike Shepard was accused of punching the guy in the face, kicking him, while he was handcuffed on the ground in solitary confinement. It is worth noting that this detention center is a private entity. It is in places like this that our gente go through the most horrific and unthinkable kind of human, civil, physical, psychological, verbal kind of abuse. Ya basta.
And now, you know.
I feel smarter now.
Thanks.
That's so... Oh, I get it.
Amazing.
Cool.
Whoa.